Hey everybody, this is Benjamin Blankenship. Everything's spinning right now. I was Facebook living on my phone. Okay, good. Well, I guess we're live now. Hey everybody, this is Benjamin Blankenship. We are on Facebook Live. I was doing that with my phone a minute ago and it disconnected. I tried to connect again, it disconnected. I tried to connect again, it disconnected. Here I am with my webcam doing it that way. The reason I'm making this video, not going to be too long of a video probably, is to discuss propaganda comics. No, I do not mean the general concept of propaganda comics. I mean the thing that I've made. Um, Patreon is what it's on. Patreon, like the name, would have in it, like I explained in the other video that I'm probably going to delete. Patronage is something from a long time ago where somebody would pay an artist, whatever, creative person, to create, like the Pope paid Michelangelo to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, etc., etc. On Patreon, different people from different artistic mediums, music people, if you're a music person and you've got a following that may be interesting, video game makers, artists, people with podcast, YouTube channels that are popular, all of them have Patreon accounts, or that's who you find on Patreon. The top person that makes comics on there makes over $13,000 a month because they only charge $1 for a subscription, and they have about 13,840 or 60 or whatever people. Depending on what membership they have, Patreon gets a small cut of that, so they make about $13,000 a month. I'm not saying that's going to happen with me. I would like for this to turn into something where I could make a living, and in turn for y'all to be entertained. I've got all sorts of levels of stuff, and there's different throwbacks for every level. For $1, that is less money than you would leave at a tip for a sit-down restaurant. I say to all of our Christian people, assuming that you're saved and have it, right? $1, that is dirt cheap. You get access to all of the comics that will be put out in PNG format for $5 a month. You also get them in PDF, plus you get a ton of wikis, all sorts of stuff, information. I'm really trying to make it worth people's while. Go on there, check it out. If it seems remotely interesting to you, do it. Try it. You can cancel anytime. It is parodies, satire, overly politicized, media bias kind of comic stuff. If you watch YouTube at all, anything to do with comic things, know anything about them outside of the fact that there have been Marvel movies made which are tanking now, because they can't do them because of COVID-19 and whatnot. They may get shut down for even saying that word. But if you know anything about them, you know that there have been all kinds of bad things in the industry because people are trying to push political stuff and all that. This is really Mad Magazine-esque, everything that I've got in there. Propaganda Comics issue 1 has to do with the capitalist. It's a comic within the comic. Issue number 3, who is the capitalist? Well, when you look at them, you're going to say Donald J. Trump. Yes and no, but yeah, you know, basically in a superhero suit with a cent sign because it looks like a C on the chest for capitalist. There are lots of parody satire people that will be in the comic that you'll look at, and if you don't live under a rock, that you'll probably know who they are and what's going on. Check it out. Check out the website. I would really, really deeply appreciate your patronage. Would I ever make a comic for you? Yes, that's in there, but it's a lot more money than $1 or $5. It's enough for me to finance that, and you're basically employing me at that point. But yeah, um, all sorts of stuff. So $1, $5, what is it, $20? I think $50. It goes up. Um, the more patrons we have, or rather, the more total amount of money that's coming in per month, the more stuff's going to be there, but you're at least going to get one more page, which is a self-contained comic, a self-contained one-page comic out of a 22 total page comic a month. You will get the bare minimum of that. If you're at the $5 level, I'm going to be writing more wikis and stuff like that. I'll do everything that I can to make it worth your while, to entertain you. To quote Gladiator, are you not entertained? I want it to be enjoyable for everybody that's on there. Again, I could make a living off of this if a couple thousand people decided they wanted to come on and spend $1 or whatnot. That would be just fine by me. Writing books, comics, doing all kinds of art stuff. I have a list resume as long as my arm, and I'm really tall and lanky, so that's pretty long. Thank you all so much. Check it out. That is www.patreon.com/propaganda comics. Thanks a bunch. Bye bye.